Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. Well, it is time for another sleeve Sunday. And this one is different from the other two because I am officially on the loser's bench. That's right, I had my surgery April 4th, 2017, which was this past Tuesday. And so I am, what, is that like 5 days post-op? Yeah, it's 5 days post-op. I may sound a little winded during this video because I still get exhausted by the littlest things. As you can maybe tell, my lighting looks a little bit better than normal. It's because I have two wonderful soft boxes now on either side of my ring light. I may show them in a different video, but not for Sleeve Sunday. But that's why I don't know if the glare looks a little bit better on my glasses. But I digress, I'm getting off track. But yeah, so if I sound a little winded during this video, it's because I am. I am extremely exhausted still. I mean, it hadn't even been a week since my surgery. I feel like I've been doing pretty good. So for this video, I'm basically just going to talk about my experience, how everything went day of surgery, how things have gone following surgery, and I'm gonna hope that I can condense this as much as possible because there is a lot to take in. Alright, so let's go back to about a week ago, April 3rd, which is the day before my surgery. I didn't go to work that day. I had already planned to take off that day because that was my original surgery date. I just decided to take off anyway. No sense to, go in the day before my surgery, get myself all stressed out from work, yada yada yada. So I took that as a day to just kind of sit at home, get some things in order, relax as much as possible, and yeah, my mom came up that night, we went out to dinner. I had a dinner that was not exactly pre-op bariatric surgery approved, but I kind of figured that I'd been good so far. This is the worst thing to say. I was good so far, so I had that cheat day. One cheat day turns into 2 cheat days, which turns into 1 cheat week, which turns into a cheat month, and that's how you get up in this position. But my mom and I did go to Cheesecake Factory, and we kind of celebrated my birthday early because I am 27 now. My birthday was April 5th, which is the day after my surgery. So we did go to Cheesecake Factory, and I did partake in a cheesecake, which most definitely is not bariatric approved, unless it's like the low carb one, which mine was not. So yeah, my dinner was kind of good. I got like, what did I get? I got shrimp tacos, and I didn't eat the flour tortilla it was in because it kind of tasted a little stale. But anyway, I ate the stuff in the middle, yada yada yada. Alright, so fast forward. We had to be at the hospital by 5:30 the morning of my surgery, April 4th. I think I maybe got 2 hours of sleep that night. I basically took a nap, a really long nap. We rolled up to the hospital at exactly 5:30, sat in the waiting room, I think maybe 3 minutes before they came and got me. Everything happened so fast that I was like, okay, bye, I'll see you when I get out. The hell? I think it was almost a good thing that everything happened so fast because it didn't give me time to be like, oh shit, this is happening. Oh shit, this is really happening. Oh crap, this is taking place right now. So I got whisked away to the back, got weighed. Then I was taken into, I don't even know what you call it. It's not the emergency room. It's kind of like whatever that, I feel really dumb. My brain's kind of foggy. But it's that area where all the patients are before they get wheeled off to the OR. I don't know. Pardon me, I'm having a moment. But yeah, so I got into my little cubicle space. I was told to strip, put on a nightgown. I was looking fly in that sucker. And yeah, and then I just basically waited. Now, one part that was a pain in the butt for me was getting the IV in my arm. I am always a hard stick. Whenever they need to draw blood, stick an IV in. my veins just disappear. They know when they're about to get stuck because they just disappear out of thin air. I got stuck maybe 5 times, which is actually a pretty good amount for me. And I have the bruises to show for it. I don't know if that one is visible so much. You can see that thing right there. Yeah, that's where they stuck it one time. That's not the final resting place. I've got some on my hands, but they're not quite as bad. It did eventually go in my, ooh, it's actually showing up pretty good on the camera. So in this general vicinity, this is my left hand, and it kind of went in down here on the side. They didn't want to do it there at first because that is where my hand bends. And so basically the whole time I had the IV in, I had to keep my arm straight, or my hand straight. So it did go in there. I don't know if, yeah, that one's not showing up. That kind of is. I just bruise easily. I get over it. I've learned to accept my body for what it is. But yeah, so I think I got stuck a total of 5 times, which again is pretty good. Usually the average is like 7. So 5 times was pretty good. The anesthesiologist came in. He was a really nice guy. I really enjoyed talking to him, and he kind of made things a little bit easier because he was like, in a month's time, I'm gonna be in the exact same position because I'll be getting the VSG surgery. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Kudos to you, bruh. And so, really nice guy. I mean, it wasn't a long conversation. He was just kind of like, hey, I'm your anesthesiologist. I'll be on the team today. Basically, the time in that little holding cell was to get to know your surgery team, which was cool. I really enjoyed getting to know them. I kind of forgot about them, within the next few minutes when I was knocked out. So the last thing I remember before I was gone for the surgery was my bed was being wheeled, and it got rolled into the OR, and everything got really bright. And I know an OR is pretty bright to begin with anyway. All I remember is that I was talking with my assigned nurse, and we were going down the hallway, and I was like, beep beep, people get out of my way. I was like, yeah, we're doing this. Turned into the OR, and then all of a sudden it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was just like, oh, I am gonna be out very soon. And I'm just laying there. I had been propped up, but then I was all of a sudden laying flat on my back, and they were like, all right, we're gonna shift you to the operating table. And I think I responded with like, uh-huh. And so they picked up my sheets, scooted me over, and that was it. Like, they started talking, and everything, as cliche as it sounds, sometimes people are like, it's just like a blinding light goes across your vision, which is exactly what it was. All I know is I had been talking with my nurse 1 second, and then all of a sudden, gone. And then the next thing you know, I'm waking up. I think my surgery was at 7:15 that morning, and I was up by 9:30, 9:15, something like that. Very short period of time. First person I saw was my mom, and the first thing she did was, hi honey, I have something for you, handed me my phone, to which I then apparently proceeded to take a horrific selfie and send it to my best friend and said, I'm okay. I don't remember that conversation at all, but my phone shows the proof. And then I saw my grandparents, which was wonderful. I was very happy to see them. And then they said they would let me situate a little bit more, and then once I got to my room, they'd come back and see me. So they kind of waited in the waiting room for a bit. I did have to go to the bathroom like crazy when I woke up. And, which is, I mean, that's not anything out of the ordinary because I always have to pee. But the woman's like, all right, well, let's get a bedpan under you. So I roll myself over, bedpan is placed underneath me. I'm laying completely flat on my back at this point, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not peeing in this thing. It's just not happening. I've never been one of those people that can pee in containers like that. Like, you know, people will be like driving down the road, there's no place to stop, so they pee in a cup. I have never been able to do that, and when I do, it's not very comfortable, and it takes me like 45 minutes to do it. So I was like, I need to get to an actual bathroom. I need to get to a toilet. That's all there is to it. And the woman's like, do you think you can walk? And I'm like, yeah, I got this. So I just like whip myself out of bed, take my IV pole, and shuffle on down to the bathroom. To which apparently was a big deal to my nurses and to my surgeon. The fact that I was up and moving to the bathroom and my bladder was working was a big deal. A lot of people apparently, when anesthesia hits them, their bladder is just like, nope, gone, bye. And it just becomes paralyzed for a while. And that's when the catheter has to come in. Well, my small bladder finally came to good use because it was just like, yeah, no, we've got too much crap in here, we're gonna get you out. So I shuffled my way to the bathroom. I was able to go to the bathroom on my own. I shuffled my way back to my little cubicle, sat back down, I was good to go. For some reason I remember that. I don't remember much else after that. Got wheeled to my bedroom. Apparently before I came really to after that, my mom said that I cursed like a sailor when I first woke up before I went to the bathroom. I apparently said, who the F did this, and why the F did this happen, and who F this up, and I'm like, that sounds about right, but I'm not sure what I was referring to. But then when I got back to my bedroom, apparently Mom was talking to me like normal, and apparently I started doing this, like swatting at my nose. And she's like, Gretchen, what's wrong? And I was going, the butterflies. The butterflies. Apparently there were butterflies landing on my nose. Which now that I think about it, that's kind of funny because I had just seen that viral video of the koala bear who had the butterfly keep landing on his nose. I wonder if there was a connection to that. That's kind of funny now that I think about it. Alright, so skip ahead in the hospital. When you're in there, you have this kind of surgery, you have to continuously walk around the floors just to make sure everything's flowing how it should. You don't get any blood clot. I ended up doing about 30 laps around my floor, which was pretty good. A lot of people usually tap out at like 20. Did not do 30 at one time. I did like 3 here, 4 there. I did 6 at like 4 in the morning. Yeah, whatever. Things of that nature. I only had to have the extreme pain meds twice, which was pretty good. It did hurt. That is something I don't think I was prepared for. Mentally, I was in a lot of pain, especially when I left the hospital. In the hospital wasn't so bad, you know, I was able to do things. I was going like, yeah, I'm gonna heal fast and yada yada yada, and I'm gonna be awesome. When I came home from the hospital, holy shit, I was in a lot of pain. I did a lot of dry heaving, which was something I was not expecting. I anticipated nausea because I had heard people say you can sometimes get nauseous from this surgery. But I wasn't expecting like full-blown dry heaving, which when you have incisions on your abdomen and you dry heave, and those incisions are like brand new, and your stomach has been cut and stapled, and it's raw. Dry heaving hurts like a son of a bitch. I did also end up throwing up something at one point. I don't know if it was like bile or if it was like dried blood from the cutting of the stomach. I only did that one time. It was the only time something produced from the dry heaving. That took place the night I came home from the hospital. So my birthday, happy freaking birthday, right? And the day after, so April 6th. I was not prepared for that. And I was the big baby that I am, going like, I need my mommy, Mom. She's like, oh, grow up. Everyone goes through it. I'm like, thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. Love you too. But after Thursday, dry heaving stopped. Now, I will say, I'm pretty sure that that part was brought on by taking pain meds. Because it does say a side effect of taking those strong pain meds is nausea and vomiting. So I just kind of sucked up the pain at that point, because if I laid on the sofa and had like a pillow up against my abdomen, I was fine. I did get a few like coughing fits, which also feel like your guts are spilling everywhere. So again, having a pillow up against it really helped. But yeah, so I maybe used one pill from each little category that I've been given. I was given pills for like anti-nausea, I was given pills for anti-stomach spasms, which now I know what that feels like, and it's not fun. And it doesn't last very long, but your stomach is still going like, oh, hold up, I'm tiny now, stop that, gotta stop that. So I only used one of those. I think I only used one acid reflux one. That is something, and I better find some wood after this to knock on. I was anticipating some acid reflux, because when my mom went through this, she had excruciatingly painful acid reflux. And as someone who suffers from acid reflux before this, I was like, crap, I'm gonna feel like my throat's on fire. Haven't had acid reflux once. Now, all I've been drinking is like water and tea, and had some Jello and some popsicles. So I don't know if any of that would cause it. Tea might. It's got a little caffeine in it. You're not supposed to have caffeine, but I think that's because of the dehydration thing. But I've been making sure that I'm hydrated, so. That is something else that is a little difficult after this surgery, is getting those ounces of fluids in. The bare minimum for me, as told by my nutritionist, is 48. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot when your stomach is now the size of a banana and you're supposed to just sip. Like every 15 minutes you do 1 ounce. 1 ounce. They send you home with like these medicine cups that are exactly 1 ounce, and you're supposed to put your fluid in that, you're supposed to drink it, wait 15 minutes, keep going. I can't do it because for some reason those cups smell funny to me. So I have just been utilizing, look at my beautiful cup. There's tea in there, some iced tea. That's what I've been using fluid-wise. Isn't this cup beautiful? Look at them. Look at it. It's so pretty. Another important thing is to continuously walk, even if it's just like around your kitchen or around the hallways of your house or just to the bathroom. Just make sure that you're up and moving. I have a puppy, which makes it easy to get those walking steps in because I have to walk him a lot because he piddles a lot. So I have to make sure he goes outside. Yesterday and today were like my first big outing days. Yesterday I went to, what was it? Hobby Lobby with my mom. Today I went to Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, and PetSmart. I was exhausted by the end of those trips because you don't realize just how much stress you put on your body through this whole surgery process. I knew I would be tired, but I did not realize that little things would exhaust me. And hopefully that goes away with this upcoming week, because I do plan to go back to work on Wednesday. So if I'm finding that I'm getting exhausted, I may do like half day at work, half day work from home type deal, because every little thing is exhausting right now. Setting up my soft boxes, my new soft boxes, I had to stop and take a breather before I started recording because it was hard. So I don't think I'm forgetting anything. That's kind of everything so far in a nutshell. I will say, since my surgery, which was less than a week ago, I have lost 14 pounds. I know I'm only on fluids and I'm kind of still getting all the fluids from my IV out of me, still peeing everything out. TMI. But yeah, so that is all I can think of for my experience. So this Sleeve Sunday is just my experience with the surgery. Everyone's experience is different. That's just how mine went. If you have any questions, again, about this surgery, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Find me on any social media. I would be happy to answer them, especially now that I've gone through the procedure. Everyone's experience is different with this surgery. My mom's experience is completely different from mine. She did not have like the dry heaving episode. She didn't vomit at all. But again, I haven't had the acid reflux, which she had like 2 days after her surgery. So everyone's body responds differently. Everyone just has a different experience. It's just how we're made. But yeah, so please let me know if you got any questions. Please let me know if you yourself have gone through this, you know, what your experiences were like. If you're thinking about going through this, feel free to drop me a line and let me know. Again, I'll be happy to answer anything. I'm glad to be on the loser's bench now, as they call it. Can only go up from here, my friends. In the case of my weight, it better go down. If it goes up from here, we got a problem. And that is it for this sleeve Sunday. If you like it, you know the drill. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.